Hey guys, here's Louis. I am really excited right now because we are about to measure the trunk floor. That's right, the trunk floor is going in. Not permanent yet, but I'm almost there. So I love to always measure everything and keep measuring everything as you cut, as you welding things together, or you're screwing them down with the self-tappers first. As you're doing all that and the car is being put back together, you need to make your measurements again, because measurements do change. Okay, at the end of the day, everything falls back onto the original measurements that are correct, or like I said, a little off will be like a quarter inch of it being off, or a change. It's okay. Believe me, I don't care who you are, the naked eye will not pick that up. All right, but these cars, remember one thing, they are not perfect from factory. Even from factory back in the day, they're not perfect. I mean, a lot of us is even building them better than factory. So here we go. I did everything here on the inner and outer wheelhouse. Okay, also the trunk bracket here, for the trunk deck, everything is screwed in. The only thing that is permanent welded is the inner and outer wheelhouse on both sides. Okay, but I thought it was really important to go through, because a lot of people don't know, or they probably ran into a car that wasn't welded together. All right, and it was probably a basket case, just like the Lovebird was, and kind of still is a little bit, but trust me, she's in way better shape than the day I got her. So when you're doing inner and outer wheelhouses, you need to block weld in that section right there. All right, of course the same goes for that side, which is the passenger side. Like I said, everything is screwed down. The only thing I did plug welds was the inner and outer wheelhouses. All right, and this is correct for convertible. I happened to hammer this all the way down. And check this out, this was the bracket that I saved from the 69 Firebird convertible car that Jonathan left here. This is the original from this 68, but that's how they looked, and that's the one that I saved on the passenger side. All right, this one was cut, messed up, so I also had to fabricate this one, but it was much easier because I just had to do the middle of it. So there you go. When you're doing a convertible, everything gets, all these are plug welds. Okay, so remember that the self tappers are simulating plug welds. I will do my plug welds. You guys know the method I use and Jonathan used. All right, if I have the time, I will show you guys how I do it. But 100% a video is coming out. I have some good friends on YouTube, and they became great close friends to me, and they gave me an advice of, due to the fact that I use flux core wire, all right, to make a video of how you do plug welds and different kind of welds you guys are gonna need to use to do body work. All right, and one of them being plug welds. Plug welds are your structural welds. Let me tell you something, it's so strong, those plug welds, that when I smacked it with a hammer, and I had to hit it hard, I think I hit it with that 5-pound hammer I have there, nothing broke apart. I mean, absolutely none of them did. I have seen factory plug welds that when you hit them, they'll pop open. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to be making future videos on flux core welding. Here you go. These are all supposed to be plug welds to the car, and they are going to be. All right, look at how nice and tight that rocker fit into the wheelhouse. Okay, here, as you guys can see in different videos, or when you're going to order your outside wheelhouse, there's a pocket in here that this is supposed to fit. Look at how nice it fit. In the beginning, I had a gap, and what I did was I hooked a ratchet strap, and I hooked it to my bar here. I ratcheted it, and it came right in. When I put the self tappers, she hold into place. Right here also, look at how nice and tight this is right here. This is a natural opening it has here, but not this. This is supposed to be nice and tight, and it is. All these are going to be plug weld. Also in here is going to be plug weld. Okay, when I finish doing plug welds, I will do the seam sealer. And guys, pretty soon I am ready to be priming the car, at least from the quarter panels back. Okay, if you guys would like to watch me on a video of how I prime it, okay, and I use things that I'm going to paint inside the car, I use these products that are very simple. You guys could go to an Ace, you guys could go to Lowe's or even Home Depot and buy. Okay, I've been using it for years. They do last. I have a 67 that I have for many years in my possession since I was 22 years old, and I did the interior with the same paint that I'm going to use for this car, and I used it for my 69, I used it for the white car, 68 Firebird, and I'm going to use it for this Lovebird here. If you guys want to see how I mix it, how I spray it and everything, how I use reducer with it and everything, let me know in the comments, and I will spend the time putting that video together. But I'm really close and to do it, and the reason I do it at this point of the game, once everything is welded and there ain't no floor here yet, is because it's easier for me to have access of getting into the nooks and crannies of things. Okay, so I just thought it was important to share with you guys where you need to do your plug welds. Remember that this also gets plug weld right over here, inside here. The last one over here, I had to get it from underneath. Okay, and there's also plug welds that goes on the other side, but I have the quarter skins there just as mock-up right now, just to see how everything is fitting. All right, and the reason I want to keep the original body lines that are here, I'm going to be cutting this down and using the original still on both sides. So if you could see, I'm going to be cutting here and butt welding these two together, and I will keep the original look once I put the new tail panel in. That's what I do. But as you guys could see, she's fitting nice. All right, I mean, all this, I have one vice grip holding it, and she's tucked in all the way in nice. Like I'm not going to be fighting anything or nothing like that on these quarter skins. I absolutely love it. If you guys could see over here, there's a gap, right? But once I bring it in, look at how she closes. You cannot see the light. See there, you see the light? There, the light is gone. She fits excellent. Same thing with that side. So next, let's get the trunk floor and see how she fits inside. Well, guys, I waited for a long time to see this. Couple of months. It's an amazing feeling to see the Lovebird with a solid trunk floor and a solid main floor. So once again, I have to remove all this out to prep the inner rockers, the inner wheelhouses, to get them ready and prepped to final weld. Okay, this is just a mock-up. I have vice grips on the bottom of the floors holding it to the car, and I just did mock-ups before I could get my measurements, and I measured this from the original floor, 17 and a half, and believe me, it's 17 and a half. Sorry, I had to move the camera. I am here by myself. Okay, 17 and a half, right smack there, buddy, right on that line, 17 and a half. I also got 17 and a half. Really happy. Check out that bubble right in the middle. All right, also I told you guys in the previous videos that square stock steel tubing there, I used it for the white car, and I'm also using it for this car, and I'll be using it for every first gen Firebird I'll be putting back together. And the reason I use it, because it keeps the car nice and tight inner. All right, and when you look at the floor, I mean, guys, you can't get it better than that. Look at the gap. Same thing over there. Okay, over here I still have to do a little work to meet the main floor with the trunk floor 100% tight, how I like it. Nice and tight is right. But believe me, for not having no screws, no vice grips in the metal, I think she meets up pretty nice. They meet up nice. But it's amazing what you could do with dedicating time to your project. And remember, in the afternoon, I am busy with the kids and the missus is working. So if I could get an hour to go downstairs and play with the cars, look what it did. An hour or two max on my busy schedule. And look what I am at right now. All right. It's unbelievable that the car is coming back together. I am not afraid of anything no more with this car. If it's twisted or bent up, whatever you want to call it. I was going up the hill, went over the hump, and now I'm going back to smooth, flat surface. That means all the horror stories are gone. And what I did was, sorry I didn't have the camera on, but what I did was I put the main floor first. Okay, going on this way, get some help. Mrs. Leon was actually in the garage helping me this time. I just didn't film. And what we did was we put the main floor first in, and once it sits on the front hump of the firewall there, she will basically stay there steady for you until you could get the height set up and down. All right, and then we moved on and put the trunk floor. Guys, from this point on, I just have to plug weld the inner and outer wheelhouse, and then we'll get to final install the floor and weld everything. But I believe the next video coming up will be this floor outside, or I will take out the white car and do it on the other side of the garage. Is going to be how to install your rear frame rails on a first gen F body. So check it out. I hope you guys came and enjoyed this video, because people that have been following this video from the beginning, what an improvement. I am so happy. So check this out. The cage nut matched straight. If you go back to my videos, I did that measurement to make sure she matches nice and straight. And look at that. She's dead on. With the marker, I marked it there. Boom, boom. Now, my buddy Jonathan of Vinyl Village Garage, he told me, Louis, this one might not work, because depending what floor stamping you get, is off a little bit, either further back more or forward more. And this one happened to be forward more, because the one that was here originally was back a little some. That's why this one doesn't hit dead on. But that was good. Jonathan is really experienced on putting these cars together. This is my first convertible. I do so much work to, basically from the ground up. So now I know I won't use this measurement as much. I'll still mark it, but I will see. And I already know because of this one. But here, the cage nut in the front, spot on. That size, spot on. I'm really, really, really happy. Like I said, I still haven't set the floor 100%, but so far everything is looking great. All right, guys. So stay tuned until the next episode. Louis will have everything plug weld on the inner and outer wheelhouse. I will also have the quarter panels final set on the car. All right, I have them on now because I am mocking them up to cut them and fit them. I will show that in another video, and I will show you how I spot weld little by little to avoid warpage. All right, well, here's Louis at First Generation Garage telling you, take care, God bless you all. All right, and don't forget that an hour a day will keep your project moving forward, and you also got to keep those hands dirty. Take care now. Bye-bye.